Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at how your vibe makes people feel. Okay, please be aware this is a general reading, so only take what resonates and leave the rest, as the messages may differ for everyone watching. I'm now going to show you crystals. So for pile number 1, we have this aquamarine crystal. For pile number 2, we have honey calcite. And for pile number 3, we have this purple agate crystal. I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile is calling out to your soul the most, and that will be your pile for today. Please be aware that the timestamps for each pile is in the description box below, and then I will see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose this aquamarine crystal, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at how you make people feel with your vibe, how your vibe makes people feel. Okay, please be aware this is a general reading, to only take what resonates and leave the rest, as the messages may differ for everyone watching. I'm now going to go ahead and show you your cards. You chose the card Air with Paradigm Shift. Let's see what shows up in your reading. Okay, my pile number 1s. Now that we have your cards, we have the card Water and Overflow. We have Magic. We have Deep Soul the Healing with Arcturus energy and physical and emotional healing. And for your last oracle card, we have Hope. For your tarot cards, we have the Temperance card. We have the Fool card. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Six of Pentacles. And lastly, we have the Four of Wands. Okay, my pile number 1s. Now that we have your cards laid out, I see exactly how your vibe makes people feel. So before I get into how your vibe makes people feel, I just want to feel your vibe and tell you what I feel here, because I feel like it makes more sense that way. So, and then I'll tell you what I feel other people feel from your vibe. So I'm feeling that this may be my pile of pure souls. People, or if this is not my pile of pure souls, because we also have the Magic card here, could also be my pile of magical people. But the feeling I get here is like people view you as someone that is very angelic in your vibe, in your aura. Your vibe looks very angelic, very much like a pure soul. You give me the type of vibe of like you couldn't hurt a fly. Very much angelic type of vibe you have to you. And I think most people, when they meet you, in terms of your vibe being so angelic, it's like they instantly trust you. That's something I'm seeing. And Spirit is showing me an eye that was once closed, and now this eye has opened. So your vibe may bring in awakenings to people and may just seem very pure and angelic in some way. Okay, and I'm also seeing this is your energies, like in your energies, in your vibe, I'm seeing this energy of like a lot of love in your vibe. It's like your heart just shines out, your heart glows with an immense amount of love. You know how we have all these 7 chakras, and some people can operate more on one chakra. Like let's say someone operates more on the solar plexus because they're more creative, for example. But I feel you operate more on the heart spectrum, on the heart level. So it's like, I feel in terms of all your chakras, your heart chakra is more open than the rest. Like Spirit is showing me in terms of your energy field and your vibe, all your chakras are aligned, everything looks good there, and there seems to be healing happening and alignment happening there. It seems like I'm getting the vibe like ancestors and passed on loved ones are in your vibe or aura a lot, and they actually bring you a lot of healing. Like let's say for instance, I feel this energy you have is very empathic. Let's say you go to a mall and you accidentally pick up on someone's energy, and it's not really good for you. It doesn't make you feel good. I see your past on loved one being, or past on loved ones or ancestors, because Spirit is showing me a dragonfly. To me, dragonflies remind me of like past on loved ones. And there's something here about them being in your aura and cleansing it and aligning it when it's needed, when things kind of become off balanced, if that makes sense. So you may notice in your vibe, like, you seem very aligned, but on days where maybe you pick up on vibes that aren't for you, you may notice yourself maybe feeling a little bit more tired, a little bit more fatigued, or just not really feeling like doing anything, just feeling like resting. And that is perfectly okay, because that's a sign that your ancestors and your loved ones are working on your aura and putting everything into alignment and healing whatever needs to be healed. And one thing I will say, because your vibe is so empathic, I feel like you do sometimes absorb other people's emotions in your vibe, and you naturally transmute it for them, if that makes sense, with your heart. And if you ever notice that you are out in public and all of a sudden you just start to feel sad for no reason, then that lets you know that that's someone else's energy you're feeling. I feel like it's on a physical and emotional level, so you may also feel, for some of you, people's physical ailments and kind of like feel it so that it can be healed in them. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to go up and talk to them. Since you have such an empathic energy in your vibe, it's like when you sometimes absorb people's emotional energies of like pain, you will release it for them sometimes if it's too much for them. And it's kind of giving me the vibe like I don't know, I just saw 555 on the clock. It's kind of giving me the vibe of like this one reading I did for a lady, where I said to her, well, she asked me for a past life reading. This was a personal reading. And your vibe kind of reminds me of her vibe. So I'm just going to tell you the story so that you can understand. Like, she asked me for a past life reading, and I gave her a past life reading, and I expected, a normal human life to come up, because that's what I usually get when I do past life readings. But I actually saw she was living a life as an angel in the spiritual realms, healing people and taking people's pain away, emotional pain. She would guide those that were in her soul family as an angel, and then she would almost like stand there and absorb some of their emotional pain if it was too much for them, and release it for them. And I saw that lifetime, and it was so incredible. I can't really remember everything I said to her, But it was so incredible because I saw that she was learning from Archangel Michael and Mother Mary, and she helped so many people on earth as an angel, but she also learned 100 lifetime of lessons in that one life, you know what I mean, as an angel. And she just learned a lot of wisdom from that, from helping others. And she was like that wounded healer energy, where she was healing people with wounds that were related to her from past lives. And she was also helping women get impregnated, and it's like Mother Mary taught her to do that. She was helping women to get impregnated and was by their side in the hospital while they were giving birth, taking away some of their physical pain. And I don't know why your vibe just reminds me of her. So this is why I'm telling you this story. With the Wheel of Fortune opposite the Deep Cellular Healing card, it's like your energy is so healing, so high vibrational, so empathic, so full of love, that it is super healing to others. And I think others feel this vibe naturally when they are around you. But with the Wheel of Fortune opposite that, I feel this may have to do with your purpose in some way. You know, your purpose is a vast thing that, you know, takes a lot to look into. Not a lot to look into. What's the right word to use? Everyone's purpose is unique on its own, and there can be a vast number of things that show up in our purposes. So this may just be one of the things that show up in your purpose. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a healer in your career. It just means that you have chosen to relieve Earth of some of the pain humans are going through by being so empathic. You chose to come down to Earth with this healing energy to help people. Maybe not in a career way. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It just means that when you are around people, your vibe is so healing that it gives off healing energy just sitting next to them. But your love is also healing in your vibe and your aura. So this is what I see about your vibe and aura. Now I'm going to tell you how people feel in your vibe and aura. So there is this sense of, like I said, when you do absorb people's pain or physical pains or things like that, it's like I see your guides standing around you in a circle and sending you healing and alignment, and that's just something to be aware of. And of course, if we have this healing empathic energy, I'm just hearing this message, it doesn't necessarily mean we always have to be that for others. On days where you feel extra tired or extra emotional, like you don't have the capacity for this, it is okay to set boundaries in the spiritual realm. It is okay to protect your energy. So just know yourself. That's the message I'm hearing from your ancestors and guides and your angels as well. As you know yourself, you will be able to be in balance within this healing vibe and aura. So if you notice you are going to school, work, and you're feeling extra tired today, extra fatigued, protect your energy. It's okay. If you notice you are feeling your own emotions and you don't have the capacity to, absorb other people's emotions, protect your energy. It's fine. If you are going to see strangers and you feel like you need to protect your energy, you can do that. All you have to do is ask your guides, ask your ancestors, your loved ones, God, if you believe in God, to protect you with this white light around you, and to almost, I'm seeing this energy of like asking them to put water, the energy of water around your aura, around your vibe, so that it's like always cleansing and washing away. Some of you may be water signs, or your energy just may connect well to water, like taking cleansing or spiritual baths may help you a lot with salt. But I'm just seeing the energy of like asking your guides to put the energy of water around your aura, because they're showing me like the beach and how the sea like goes to the shore and washes in the dirt and then takes it out, and then so on and so forth. So it's like water will be very cleansing to your aura. So it won't be like a protection kind of thing, but if people's energy come into your aura, it will be cleansed immediately. You get what I mean? So that's what I see. That was a little bit long, but those were the messages I saw about your aura and vibe. Now let's get into how people feel. So you do have this empathic healing energy, but I also feel like you have a mysterious vibe to you. And there's something about like when people are around you, especially strangers, if you are, you know, a little bit to yourself, a little bit in your own world, or, you know, you just don't really feel like talking, or I don't know, it's different for all of you, but there's something about people seeing you as mysterious when they first meet you, especially. Or when people are around you, like when they don't know you really well, they see you as a little bit mysterious, and it's like your aura shines out, your heart shines out in your aura. That makes people notice and recognize you, but at the same time, it's like they like your vibe, but then they want to know more about you. Because they see your vibe shining out in its own beautiful way, that it's just like this curiosity towards you. That's how your vibe makes people feel, like curious, like I want to know more about this person and who they are, what they've been through in life, the life they've lived, and not just like shallow things. It's like your vibe makes people want to know the deep things in your soul. Because your vibe makes people feel comfortable and like you are trustworthy, since you have such an angelic aura. And here with these shimmers, it makes me feel like your heart shines out to people and their heart connects to yours. And there is this telepathic feeling between your hearts of like, it's safe, I love, I'm here to love, I'm here. What is the thing that aliens say? I come in peace. I kind of see it like that as an example, just a silly example, but also like you have the shimmery, shiny energy around you that people feel that I don't know how to explain this, but they may not see your aura, your vibe, but they feel this like shimmery energy, this magical energy coming from your heart. Like fairy dust almost, if you get what I mean. And that's something I see. And then they want to know deep things about you, and that's how your vibe makes them feel. But I also see that this may also make people just like think about you. It's like people think about you, and maybe you're the type of person that is so empathic that often like people feel safe enough to just come to you and let you hear what they are experiencing in their emotions. And then there's something about you giving a lot of wisdom, or giving a loving ear of just listening to them. There's something about your energy being generous in some way here with the 6 of Pentacles. And people just feel safe in your vibe to be able to talk to you about the things on their mind, the things that are hurting them deeply. And there's something about maybe you giving them some kind of advice, or just listening to them, or giving them another perspective, bringing some kind of awakening to a situation they once were confused about as well. And then it's like the wisdom that you give them, or the energy that is felt during that, is very healing for them, I'm seeing. Especially heart healing. I feel like your energy heals people's hearts because you operate on such a hearty level. It's like your love overflows in your heart to their heart energetically. And it's like after that, they feel your healing energy, they feel it, and then they go home, and then they're like, that person held space for me. I don't usually go up to people and tell them my feelings, like, why did I do that? But then they start thinking about you and the things you said, and then they start thinking about maybe the wise words you said, or just the fact that you were patient and listened and gave them that time of day to just be, and maybe even gave them hope when they were going through a tough situation in their life. Then they start contemplating about you and thinking about you and wondering how you got that type of wisdom, how you got to be such a person that has such a loving vibe or aura, such an empathetic aura vibe. And then they start wondering what you've been through in your life, who you are. It's like maybe in those moments they are just feeling their pain, but then after they go home, it's like, I wonder what that person had to learn or go through to be able to get that type of wisdom, or to be able to give me that type of hope. I wonder who they are, what they've been through, what their life is like. That's the feeling I get of how your vibe makes people feel after. But during that, I feel like people are comfortable with sharing their pain or their deepest emotions with you, and then it's like your aura sends a healing energy to them, to their hearts especially, puts them into alignment in their chakras, and it's like your healing comes from your heart when you pour love into those around you, especially those that know you very deeply, that are like in your circle. If you give love to them, they actually receive a lot of healing from you, just from you giving them love, because it's like you pour into those around you, and your energy is just very healing, is something I'm seeing. And it's like it brings them into alignment and heals whatever emotions that they were feeling before. And it's like you send a rainbow energy to their storms. But not only is your energy healing, I also feel like your energy heals people, puts them into alignment, right? Expands their heart space so that they are open to a deeper kind of love. After it expands their heart space, I see this energy of courage coming into their heart space for them to be open to new love. It's like you put people onto a new journey here with the Fool card. And not only that, it's like you don't just heal their aura by giving them love. It's like you grow flowers in their soul, metaphorically. It's like you don't just heal them with your aura by being around them and giving them love or just being there, because like I feel like your energy is almost like a cat, and cats are very high vibrational. You can just have a cat next to you and they have a lot of healing energy. They're like walking crystals, and that's what I feel your energy feels like to people, like a walking crystal. But it's not just healing, it's also like growing something beautiful in them that allows them to start a new journey here with the Fool. So it's like after people have experienced your healing energy, there's something beautiful that grows within them. They awaken in some type of way to where they're meant to go with the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool card. And the energy you gave them helps them push forward with hope, helps them feel that energy of like, I can start over fresh with a fresh new perspective. And I'm noticing these stars around her. It's like after people encounter you, they feel like there's stars around them, like there's shimmers around them, flowers in their soul, and rainbows around them. I'm hearing that song. Sun is shining in the sky, there ain't a cloud in sight. So that's how your energy makes people feel. It's like you take away the rainy clouds and you bring out the sunshine energy. and flowers and rainbows and shimmery sparkles around them. That's how they feel. I know this is not an actual description of a feeling, but this is what I'm seeing. Your energy is just magical, that there's no way to possibly describe it in words. But it's like your energy is so healing that it breathes life into people. And that is how people feel after seeing you, especially if they have been very fatigued or very like hopeless in their life. It's like you fill them back up with life and hope and this magical love to carry on, and not just carry on and move forward, but start over with a fresh new perspective, with this fresh new energy. It's kind of reminding me of, like, you know, when you take a bath and you just feel better after, and maybe you felt tired before, but you take a bath and you feel better after. That's almost like the feeling I can describe. So your energy is very healing, but your energy is also very watery. And I will say, sometimes you mirror back to people their own energy. So sometimes they may actually sometimes project onto you, if you've had people project onto you, but it's their own subconscious things coming out. But I'm not seeing much of that energy. I'm just seeing an energy where you release like these storms within them, the things that they're holding onto that aren't serving them anymore, and you bring them into this new beginning energy. And your energy is seen like a miracle to people. I don't know how to explain it, but that's something I see. But I also see that like your vibe makes people feel free. Your vibe makes people feel full of positivity and healing, and your vibe makes people feel healed and loved, and like they have hope for the new beginnings in their life. Your vibe makes people feel like there's new beginnings, like the sun is shining again, like there's positivity in the world again. And I feel like you give people this celebratory feeling after seeing them by giving them your love, and you just make them feel free. And I'm seeing something about your vibe makes people just feel positive and makes them feel like they can dream again about the possibilities and accept what happened in their life, but move forward with hope. So that's really beautiful. But I'm also seeing it's like people just love your vibe, that they sometimes wait to maybe message you or to be friends with you. It's like they want to see you again, and that's something I'm seeing here. But also your vibe makes people just feel like, I can dream again, I can think big again. The best way to describe this energy, Spirit is showing me Squidward. Squidward, yes. And you know how Squidward from SpongeBob was always so grumpy? He was probably burnt out or fatigued or just like, I don't know. He was probably like maybe depressed or fatigued, or I don't know what was up with him, but like they're giving me an example of that. Like sometimes us adults, we sometimes fall into that grumpy energy, and maybe it's something emotional or physical that is causing us to be that way, and it's almost like our aura needs to be renewed in some way. And then it's like people that are like Squidward in that moment, not their personalities, but like Squidward in that moment, it's like you give them your healing energy, and then all of a sudden they are like SpongeBob, and they have hope again, and they're giddy, and they're smiley, and they're looking forward to something new. You get what I mean? It's a quick, silly example, but that's something I see here. And it's like your energy just brings people back to love. But I think your energy also makes people feel hopeful in terms of new connections. It's like the healing you do on them makes them feel open to new connections in their life, new friendships, but also to be passionate to go towards what they want in their career and success and things like that. So I just see your energy is very healing, and whoever you give this healing to with the Wheel of Fortune opposite the Deep Cellular Healing card, it's magical, but it's also meant to be. Because the Wheel of Fortune talks about fate, destiny. So there's something here about people feeling almost like it was fated to meet you. And you just shift their energies into this new beginning energy. And then it's like, I spoke to my pile number ones 2 weeks ago, and now so much in me has changed. Like, what did God, the universe, make me meet them to give me hope again? Like, that's the type of feeling I get here. So this is how your vibe makes people feel, my pile number ones, my beautiful aquamarine healing energies pile. I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose this honey calcite crystal, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at how your vibe makes people feel. Please be aware this is a general reading, to only take what resonates and leave the rest, as the messages may differ for everyone watching. You chose the card Fire. Let's go ahead and add the rest of your cards. Okay, for your cards, we have Relaxation. We have the Golden Children with Inner Child, Tenderness, Innocence, and Rare Gifts. We have Blessings. And for your last oracle card, we have Star Seer. Interesting. For your tarot cards, we have the Eight of Swords. We have the Star. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Sun card. And we have the Hanged Man. Okay, my pile number twos, now that we have your cards laid out, I see exactly how your vibe makes people feel. So firstly, I want to kind of look at your vibe first. Explain what I feel from your vibe, and then I'm going to explain how people feel in your presence with your vibe, okay? Well, obviously not in your presence, but just with your vibe. So, I'm feeling in terms of your vibe, you have a very futuristic energy. This is going to sound a little bit complicated, but I feel, when we talk about time in these spiritual realms, time doesn't necessarily exist in a linear way. I feel some of you are souls that have come from future dimensions, or that have come from futuristic types of live energies. Doesn't necessarily have to be on Earth. Because I'm seeing an energy of, with you, my pile twos, I don't know why I'm seeing so deep into your energy, but I guess we're doing a reading on your vibe. Because yesterday I did a reading as well, and I saw something about pile two living lives as like many different people with different perspectives and things like that, and I don't usually see these this deep into people's without asking, but I guess I'm seeing here this energy of like a futuristic vibe of you coming from a future reality. either on Earth or on another planet or another dimensions. And it's like you came from the future to the present moment to bring that futuristic vibe, to bring the wisdom from the future to the present moment. And usually when we talk about this, people will be like, oh, you're crazy, you're crazy. It's okay, you can think that. But like, I'm just seeing this. I'm seeing like you coming from a future lifetime. Your soul feeling very futuristic. And I actually relate to your energy very much. I'm seeing futuristic in the sense of your soul comes from the future with the wisdom from the future, taking it to the present moment, sharing that with people around. But it's not just wisdom in the sense of like knowledge. It's also like light codes that are around you in your aura and your vibe. That I don't necessarily know what these light codes mean. I don't know how to read light codes, but I'm just seeing light codes around your aura. And it's like when people hug you, they almost take a tiny bit of that wisdom with them. Not take it from you forever. It gets returned back to you when it's ready for them to understand it. I don't think they know it consciously, but maybe they dream of something that helps them. And then that wisdom code comes back to you. Does that make sense? And I'm not just seeing it in terms of spirituality. Like you have that spiritual wisdom with you. I'm also seeing its wisdom in terms of technology. And there's something about the future lifetime that most of you were in that has a lot of advanced technology, but also advanced spiritual wisdom. And there's something about your bodies that weren't fully bodies. You weren't fully 3D physical beings. And it feels very like starseed-like. It feels very universal. Like I'm seeing the stars in space. And I'm also hearing Andromeda for some of you. Some of you are connected to Andromeda. But like future lifetimes. I'm seeing like your soul full of wisdom codes around you, and it looks kind of technology-like with shimmers all around in the future lifetime, but you're not fully in a body. It's like almost like, in the Lemurian times when, they said Lemuria had like jelly-like beings. They weren't fully 3D physical beings. I'm seeing almost like a vibe like that, which is quite interesting. I just want to close my eyes and see what else I can pick up from this, because this is a first for me to get a message like this. Very rare that I get messages like this. Spirit is showing me a moon and it just changed into a banana. That lets me know that maybe the future lifetime or wherever you were in the future, it's like you had wisdom or knowledge you put into food. Some of you like to cook in this lifetime, or something along those lines. Or some of you have knowledge on like herbology or fruits, vegetables. Like some of you are dietitians or physical trainers or something like that. And it's like from the future life, you had some kind of intuitive wisdom of what energies to put into the food in order for our bodies to be not just healthy, but you weren't just in a physical body, so it's not necessarily healthiness physically always. It's more so like the spiritual energy going into you, if that makes sense. I don't know if you've ever eaten like food from someone that made it from love and it really just tasted amazing. And I don't know if you've ever eaten food that was made from someone that was angry and tasted the energy difference. And that's the kind of energy I'm seeing. I'm just seeing advanced knowledge, advanced wisdom that helps humanity in some way, but it's different for all of you. Let me just close my eyes and see what else I see. I'm seeing like those speakerphone things. It's not a speaker, like, you know when you go to a public place and there's like a speaker on a pole. I'm seeing that. So some of you share wisdom with your voice and it's like people hear you. So I guess for all of you it's different in the way you give this wisdom. But there's something about these wisdom light codes around your aura, and you have that knowledge from those future energies in some way. Some of you could also be from the future in your ancestry on Earth, coming back to the present moment to relieve your ancestral line of karma. That's what I'm seeing. I'm just seeing a lot of energies of wisdom with technology, but also wisdom with spirituality. Spirit isn't giving me anything else. So I guess maybe that was the message. Like your vibe is very futuristic, very out of this world. Very magical in some way, but also advanced. Advanced, full of wisdom and knowledge. And that is your power, my pile number 2s. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So I'm seeing that, but I'm also seeing the energies that your aura, your vibe is full of love. Loving compassion. You know, with the Queen of Cups energy here, I feel like you are my pile of people with very empathic souls. People that really love from a place of love. And look at the way she's pouring her heart into her cup medically. Some of you may help others medically. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Last night I was sitting with this lady yesterday and my boyfriend's family, and they put on like this TV show that had like medical doctors and what they were doing, and it looks like they use a lot of technology to look into a person's body and things like that. So some of you are like working in the medical industry, something I'm seeing. Not all of you, whereas others of you just love to help people. Others of you have very healing energy in terms of emotions, in terms of your vibe. So you could be amazing psychologists, amazing teachers is something I'm hearing too, because you have this inner child energy to you as well. And you'd also be amazing healers in the spiritual realms. So this is what I'm seeing, but I'm also seeing a very creative energy from a lot of you. So a creative vibe where you could heal people with creativity. And I'm seeing some of you have healing voices or healing singing voices in your vibe or your aura. And your energy is very healing. When you hug people, it's like you put wisdom codes on them, if that makes sense. with these shiny glitters, sparkles around them. I know it doesn't tell me how they feel, but that is just the energy I'm seeing. Your energy is just very healing. It's like crystal-like. It's like your walking crystal is something I'm seeing, but your energy is also very full of love. I keep seeing these wisdom codes. Some of you could be royalty from future lives, because you naturally have that royalty energy or leadership energy. Or you could have lived lives where you were royalty at some point. Doesn't necessarily have to be on Earth. But I see a leadership quality in terms of your aura and your vibe. But I'm also just seeing your aura and vibe is very awakened, very full of wisdom, and very full of this loving, compassionate energy, futuristic energy, but also inner child and creative energy. I feel like your energy is not just full of compassion and love and healing, but it's also full of this sunshine energy that I just feel like your aura is bright. It shines out. Your aura gives off this playful, fun vibe. This morning I woke up and like for pile 1, or just in the beginning when I was doing the intro, like when I was looking at pile 1 and pile 2, I was like hearing a song and it's been stuck in my head ever since. And I woke up this morning kind of tired, but then the song kind of put me in a better mood to be able to record. So like your energy has even put me in a better mood, I must say. But the song I heard was like, sun is shining in the sky, there ain't a cloud inside. And that's how I feel your energy makes people feel. Like it's a bright new day. Like the sun is shining. There's beauty in the world. There's beautiful things to experience, fun moments to experience as well. And I think in the future lifetimes, your soul is very advanced. Some of you may be into technology or something like that. But it's like your soul was very advanced, but at the same time, I feel like your soul knew when it was time for play and for fun. You get what I mean? So there is that balanced energy there. Of like your energy just feels very bright, like the sun. So this is what I see here. Now let me tell you how people feel in your vibe aura. So that took a little bit long, but I was just seeing those messages very clearly. Maybe I'm seeing like such spiritual energies because I am kind of looking into your vibe, your aura. But in terms of how your vibe or aura makes people feel, I see that when people see you, they almost recognize this bright energy you have. But it's almost like they recognize your healing energy as well. And it's maybe not physically recognizing it, but it's like they feel the vibe from you. And they instantly start trusting you because it's like they can feel you're a very loving soul here with the Queen of Cups. They can feel you have a very compassionate, loving energy. So there's something about people intuitively feeling drawn to you, or intuitively just knowing that you are trustworthy. It's like they just feel safe in your presence, in your vibe, your aura. And it's like they just feel like they can be themselves. They know there's no judgment. There's no... Yeah, like with the relaxation card, your vibe, your aura makes people feel very relaxed and open. Like they can just be themselves. And I feel like anxiety is swept out the window. Like that's the feeling I get. Like let's say someone was feeling anxious before they were about to go somewhere and you were there at that same place. Then their anxiety is gone. They feel safe. They feel relaxed. You know what I mean? So this is something I'm seeing. Spirit is making me feel the relaxation energy in the way to explain it. You know when you get a massage and you just feel so good after, you feel so relaxed, you feel so like good, like you could just sleep or relax. Or like if you go to a spa day and you get a facial or do your nails and really just treat yourself, that's how your energy or vibe makes people feel. Really relaxed, at peace, calm. That's what I see here. But they also just instantly trust you. And sometimes people are intuitively drawn to you because it's like their soul is drawing them to you like a magnet, because they may not physically know that you have some healing energy to share with them, but they intuitively just feel drawn to you, but they don't know why. And people that can see auras can recognize your aura instantly as very bright, but also very loving. But I'm also seeing an energy. If people are intuitive and they are around you and they're trying to look into your aura, but they have bad intentions towards you, they're going to see the wrong things. It's not like they're going to see bad things, but they're going to see the wrong things that ends up confusing them. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a yellow aura and they're trying to look into your aura, but in a very invasive way, and they're not having the best intentions towards you. If they can read auras or vibes, or if they can feel energies, then maybe they'll see a purple aura, but your aura is not actually purple, it's yellow. For example, doesn't have to be, but you get what I mean? That's something I'm seeing. But you also give off this vibe of self-love. That's something I'm seeing, and people recognize that in you. That you have some sense of self-love in you. But your energy just also feels sparkly and magical in some way here with the sun and this unicorn. Like one of a kind, very rare. Now I'm hearing the song Rare by Selena Gomez. Your energy, your vibe is rare to find. It's like not many people can find it in others. And you live your life authentically, truthfully. You live your life true to you. And that's what people feel from your vibe and your aura when they are around you. They see you living in your authentic truth. They see you being true to yourself. And they also feel like you are someone that is truthful, trustworthy. Someone that can keep secrets as well. So actually, now that I say keep a secret, it makes sense. Because last night while I was planning my day out for today, I was like writing the times out for readings, for personal readings I'm doing, but also like the video I'm doing today because I plan the nights in advance. And then I was hearing the song, Got a Secret, Can You Keep It? And I didn't know what that was until now when I said you can keep a secret. So people intuitively feel from your vibe like you would keep a secret for them, like you wouldn't judge them. That's the feeling I get. But also I want to say, since your energy is so high vibrational, sometimes it's like you shine so bright like the sun. Sometimes you may attract people that you may also just have to discern their energy. Because it's like they feel your loving vibe, they feel you being so compassionate, and sometimes it's spirit is giving the advice to discern who to give that to, because it's like sometimes people see that and they almost take advantage of that. And I'm just seeing after people see you, they often sit in solitude and think of the memories with you. And it's like they just go back to you and the memory with you. Even people from the past. It's like your energy is so bright. I'm hearing there's no sunshine when she's gone. That even people from the past, it's like you live on their mind rent-free. You're the one that got away. And I'm kind of seeing an energy, your energy is very protected, that even if people were to try and read tarot cards on you and not have the best intentions, like try to look in on you or your life, they would get answers that are confusing, that don't make sense. So your energy is very protected in your vibe and aura. That's something I will say. But your energy also just makes people feel safe and relaxed, and your vibe makes people feel like they can just talk about anything and not have any kind of judgment at all. And it's like I'm seeing often people just feel safe enough to let their feelings out or to tell you about their feelings. Because you're such an empathic soul, people naturally feel this. And sometimes if they're holding on to emotions that are keeping them stuck in this energy, it's like they will let out those deep feelings and emotions to you, then later go home and feel like, why did I do that? I don't normally tell people these things, but it's like they just feel safe around your aura and your vibe, that they're able to open up their feelings, and after that it heals them. Here with the star, like you listening to them, giving them loving compassion, talking to them, or just listening to them, giving them wisdom, it's like it heals them a lot, but it also creates hope within their soul, not just healing. And it's like this energy of, I think similar to pile one, where I said to them, you know, if you give wisdom to people, it's like they almost go home and then they wonder about you and how you had to gain that type of wisdom to be able to share that with them. It's like then they start to look at life in a different perspective here with the Hanged Man, see things differently, awaken to their own power and to things in their life with all the eyes here. It's like you trigger awakenings in people with your vibe or aura, and then they start to wonder how you became so whole within yourself, how you became so full of this wisdom, like what your life was like to be able to attain this wisdom. And I'm seeing that very clearly, but I'm also seeing a vibe here. Sometimes people feel a sense of deja vu when they meet you for the first time. And I'm seeing this energy where like either you have past lives with them and then they kind of feel that, or they feel like, have I known this person in a past life? Or they just feel like your energies or vibe is very familiar sometimes. Whereas sometimes it's past life connections, whereas other times it's like your soul from the future realms visits them in their sleep in the spiritual realms, sends them a little bit of healing before you meet them, and then they get the sense of deja vu with you, like, what? Like, have I met you before? Your energy feels so familiar, that type of energy. That's something I'm seeing as well, about how your vibe makes people feel. But I just also see this energy like your vibe brings people to wholeness, brings people to this healing. Spirit is showing me the lotus flower, which is a very healing symbol. Okay, but I also feel like it's not just healing your aura brings. You also help people just feel their emotions, awaken to what they are feeling, accept what they are feeling, understand what they are feeling. And then I see all these wisdom light codes in them. The sadness or the pain coming out of them, and then those wisdom codes going in them. And then it's almost like they feel safe enough to just surrender to that feeling. And then I see like sparkles and stars all over them, giving them some kind of healing. You know, in movies when like Spirit showing me Cinderella, when her dress changes and it's like magical and everything, and then there's like these sparkles and shimmers around her. That's what Spirit's showing me to explain the energy. And then after that, they are not just healed, but they're also transformed, where they become a better version of themselves. And that is how your vibe makes people feel. You know, often after meeting people, people will feel drawn to you psychically, but won't know why they feel drawn to you. And then they feel drawn to you, and then they start to release any emotions that are associated with that. And then after that, they go home. If they become friends with you, later on they start to notice themselves changing their perspective on life, going onto a better path. I feel like you put people on a better path, especially with their choices, like with the wisdom codes they almost take from you and the healing they take from you. It's like you put them on a better path to where they are meant to be, and give them a different perspective on life. And then they look back like 3 weeks later, a month later, if they've become friends with you or something like that, then they're like, I felt like something about this meeting was fated in some way. But this person coming into my life has actually changed my life so much. That kind of energy. So people start to see you as a blessing to them, and they start to feel blessed and graciously generous. What's the word I'm hearing? Your energy is graciously generous, that they start to feel grateful for the different perspective you've given them with your vibe. And I often feel like, especially people that have heartbreak of people betraying them, or people just hurting them in some way, or people that make bad choices. Would I say bad choices? I don't know, but choices that don't align to them and who they're meant to be. It's like you put them back into alignment. To self-reflect is something I'm seeing as well. And it's like you take away the stuck energy that they were once experiencing, pour into them with healing, pour your heart into them, and then they feel bright like the sun again. They feel like the sun is rising again after being around your vibe and your aura, and they feel like they can move forward, and then they start feeling this playful energy from your vibe after they've released whatever needed to be released. It's like they start feeling this playful aura from your vibe, start wanting to be friends with you, start wanting to date you, whatever it is. It's like they want to keep a connection with you. They start to feel more balanced and more relaxed, and like they can just move forward with the knowledge they've received. Even if you did not give them physical wisdom or knowledge, they take that within their aura and it changes them. It actually helps them ascend to where they're meant to go to. So you have a very powerful aura, my pal number 2s. And I'm noticing the sun card, she has a sock on. And now Spirit is showing me, you know, when you like rub your socks against the floor and then you touch someone and then it shocks them, or it makes their hair go like all over the place, like high up in the sky. I almost feel like that's how your vibe feels to people sometimes. Not like they are getting shocked in some way, but like how I said, very starseed-like, alien-like. Some of you relate to starseed energy, I don't know. Or very high vibrational, that's the word I want to use. But I'm also seeing an energy like you just bring people into this fiery energy, into this happy energy as well, where they're now starting to see the beauty and the blessings of life. And when people are around your vibe and your aura, it's like they start to feel their inner child with them. It's like you bring their inner child out. You bring the magic out in the world again. You bring the sunshine and happiness out in the world again. And you help them ascend to where they're meant to go. And it's like you see people on a deep level and you help them see themselves on that same level, but you also bring their inner child out where they can start being connected to their inner child and have a balance of being an adult but also having fun in their life. You know what I mean? Also noticing the beauty within life, noticing the happiness within life. And it's like they feel like they are glowing from the inside out after they're with you, but they also feel very passionate about life after they're with you because of your vibe and your aura. But your vibe and aura gives them wisdom that also brings them closer to their purpose. And I also feel like people sometimes just feel very attracted to your vibe and your aura as well. Like physical attraction, but also a vibe attraction. Like spirit is showing me some people just click with you in vibes, and then they start to develop feelings for you as well. So this is what I see in your reading, my pal number 2s. I really enjoyed doing your reading today. So many beautiful messages came out. I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pal number 3s. If you chose this purple agate crystal, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look into how your vibe makes people feel, okay? You chose the card transformation. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of your cards, but before I do, please note that this is a general reading to only take what resonates and leave the rest, as the messages may differ for everyone watching. Okay, my pile number 3s. For your cards, we have abundance. We have all paths lead home in authority with intuition and turn your gaze within. We have be spontaneous. We have Starseed Elemental. For your tarot cards, we have the Chariot. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Justice card. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And we have the Two of Cups. Okay, my pal number 3s, now that we have your cards laid out, I see exactly how your vibe makes people feel. So I'm first going to tell you what I feel from your vibe, and then I'm going to tell you how your vibe makes people feel. So I'm seeing that your vibe, you have a very colorful personality is something I'm seeing. A very vivid, colorful personality, colorful vibe you have going on. It's like you see life through many different perspectives in terms of your vibe, but you also can relate to many different people and different experiences they go through. But I'm also just seeing your vibe is very colorful, where it's just like full of this vividness, full of this richness as well. Your vibe seems to be very rich with love, very rich with joy, very rich with beautiful energies. And I'm seeing your vibe is very transformative to those around you. But it's also a very healing energy that allows people to free themselves of emotions they once felt. Spirit is showing me your energy is almost like your vibe gives off this energy of like, you know how they say cats and dogs have like this energy of very healing energy. And they're like walking crystals. I feel like that's your energy in the best way to describe it. And your energy is just full of love as well. But your energy just also feels very high vibrational, very much royalty like, where your energy just feels rich. Your vibe feels rich, full of love, but also full of this prosperity type of energy. It's like your aura, your vibe says respect me. But also your aura vibe may make people put you on some type of pedestal, is something I'm seeing. So I'm also just seeing this energy, like your vibe is just really healing, but it also brings people awakenings into their intuition. And your energy just feels very trustworthy, supportive, loving, but also peaceful. But I also feel like you have this go with the flow type of vibe or energy to you that is it feels very relaxing. But also you have this very vivid energy to you as well. Your soul blueprint is very, very unique. Your energy on its own is very unique, very rare, very one of a kind that not many people can find in others. And I think your energy just feels colorful and vivid as well, but also full of love. So this is what I see in terms of your vibe. But I also see a lot of the energies of creation. The energies of creation, these sacral chakra energies. So your vibe gives off this vibe of you being confident in yourself, you knowing your worth. It seems like your vibe gives off this energy of someone that is creative or someone that is always creating their reality around them. And it also seems like your vibe has this also type of sensuality to it. But it's like a healthy kind of energy. And I feel like your aura just glows with this colorful, bright energy. That's something I see here. You know how different people operate on different chakras? I feel like, pile number 1 was more of the heart chakra energies. All their chakras were aligned, but they operated more on the heart chakra energies. Pile number 2 was more of the solar plexus energies, whereas you are more of the sacral chakra and crown chakra, third eye chakra energies. You operate more on those levels, but also the heart levels. But I feel most of it is sacral chakra and third eye chakra, but your chakras are very balanced in your aura and your vibe. But also your vibe is just very unique on its own. Like, you know how they have fingerprints and each fingerprint is unique? I feel like your vibe is very unique. Your essence is very unique. Even if people tried to copy it, they couldn't get it right. That's something I see here. Your vibe also just feels very loving and nurturing, but also very patient and intuitive. But your vibe also just feels like it's full of patience, but it's also full of this energy of self-worth. I know who I am. I like who I am. I like myself, regardless of what others think. That type of energy is the energy I feel you give off, but also this very patient vibe, very loving, very harmonic and balanced, and a lot of people are just kind of very drawn to you, especially if they're meant to be around your vibe. So now that I've spoken a little bit about the vibe I feel from you, my pile, number threes, I also want to say maybe a little bit into how people feel in your vibe. So I'm seeing in terms of how people feel, there is different things here. And I think your energy is very healing. That when people are in close proximity to you, they feel that your vibe is very trustworthy. They feel like they can open up to you with their energy. They instantly begin to trust you because they see that your vibe is very supportive. They feel very supported in the way you communicate to people. You make people feel at peace when they're in your aura. So they can make a decision to trust you very early on. But I'm also just feeling like your energy is just very healing. Especially when you talk to people, it's like you may have a lot of people just tell you what they're feeling, or you can maybe see they're feeling a little bit sad and they're releasing a lot, or they're maybe needing to vent or needing that support, because your energy just feels very supportive, where people feel like they can just open up their heart to you and talk about the deep things in their life and not just the superficial things. It's like your energy feels open and trustworthy and supportive, where I can talk about the things that have hurt me without feeling judged. And I feel like people feel like you are giving off this truthful vibe, like you won't lie to them. Like, let's say someone asks you for advice on a difficult situation in their life. You will give them the honest truth that allows them to see things from a higher perspective. Some people will like that, some people won't like that, but it will make them respect you at the end of the day because you are truthful and honest. But you also communicate in a very truthful but supportive way that makes them feel heard, seen, and loved. Even if you are telling a truth that they didn't necessarily want to hear. It helps them grow in the long run and helps them release, as something I'm seeing. So maybe often after you meet people or see them, they will go home and they will feel very emotional and they will let that pain out. They will let that emotion out that they were supposed to heal. So that's why I said somewhere along the lines of like, sometimes people are really drawn to you like a magnet. Your energy, they just feel magnetized to your energy for some reason, and they don't know why, and they feel like they can trust you. They feel like you're trustworthy. They can open up to you. And even if they don't communicate their sadness, your energy is just very supportive and healing, that they may start to go home and then just start to cry. The things the things they're needing to let go of in order to transform. So like I said, your energy is very healing and transformative, especially like things they have been holding on to, like repressed emotions. It's like you make people feel safe and peaceful enough to feel that when it's too heavy. And that's something I'm seeing. Your energy feels like a guide to those around you. That's how I feel as well. Like a spirit guide in human form. But your energy is just very healing, where it brings out sometimes even triggers in people. And what I will say here, your ancestors and your loved ones, your past and loved ones, are asking you to not take what I say here personal, to change your perspective on it, zoom out and see the bird's eye view perspective of it. Because this is not bad, but it is helpful in the long run. It is transformative in the long run, what I'm about to tell you. So sometimes you may trigger people in I wouldn't say not the best way, but you trigger a strong emotion in them in order to free them of that emotion. So let's say, for example, I'm seeing here with this Queen of Pentacles and abundance energy, some of you are very wealthy or rich in your soul. You don't necessarily have to be physically wealthy, but it's like your vibe gives off this energy of wealth or luxury or expensive energy. Even if you are not wealthy, it's like your vibe is very rich, your aura is very rich. That maybe, and very colorful. Like let's say you actually do have money, for example, or you just look like you have money. And that's the vibe or impression they get from you. And then they feel triggered by jealousy, for example. But maybe that jealousy feeling needs to come out to be released, to be able to free them of that so that they can grow. Okay, or let's say they see you and they see you being a very colorful soul. And maybe it reminds them of their sister that has passed away that was so colorful. But maybe you were the message from that sister, that sister is always around them, just like a sign or proof of that. But you don't know that, but it helps them maybe mourn something. You get what I mean? Or let's say someone starts having feelings for you and you reject them, but not in a mean way, but you are allowed to reject people. And let's say they start feeling insecure within themselves, but maybe that wound is from a deeper place. Like maybe they felt rejected in school from other people. They felt like they weren't accepted in some way. So maybe you trigger that feeling in them so that they can release it, so that they can be free of it, grow from it, and transform from it. So of course, these are just examples I'm giving, but there is some sense of energies of triggers here. I don't exactly know what is triggered, but pain and wounds that need to be released, especially in people that don't see it. It's like your ancestors guide you to them, and then they feel this magnetic pull towards you, and then you show them the truth of who they are with the Justice card here. You bring their energy back into balance, back into this true, authentic nature where they can accept and see their own truth. Since this is opposite the all paths lead home, it's like you help people turn their gaze within to what their truth is, to what their intuition is telling them, and to be able to balance their energy out. So that's something I'm seeing as well. But other than that, I feel like your energy is just very healing in general. Like, I feel like people feel like they can just talk to you about their feelings and not feel judged or any type of weird vibe from you. Like, they just feel like a supportive vibe from you. And they also feel a very loving, compassionate energy from you when they're around you. Like they can feel like they can open up their heart and just open up their heart to their love, this fearless type of love. You make people feel safe. You make people feel at home with your energy, with your vibe. But you also bring them back to their heart space and help them heal and understand love on a deeper level. But you also awaken them to their own truth and their own intuition and what their intuition is telling them. It's like you activate things within people's soul with your aura that helps them be able to awaken to this transformation that needs to take place within them. Your energy just feels very healing, like a walking crystal. That's something I'm seeing. But also your energy feels very bright as well. And it's like people feel like they not only feel safe and in this go with the flow energy, like they also feel very bright in your energy. Like they feel very happy, they feel very bright. You may be the type of person that hypes up those around you or make them feel the beauty within themselves. And I feel a lot of heart healing energy you give off to others, that it also brings them into this energy of confidence. It's like people around you, maybe if they have wounds around their confidence, it will be released in some way. But then after, if they start to get to know you on a deeper level and spend more time with you, then they will start feeling more confident within themselves, more confident within their sensuality, more confident within their belief of self, is something I'm seeing, where they start to actually believe in themselves, and your vibe just feels very supportive. That's the energy I feel. And you may also make people start to awaken to their own power to create their reality. And it's like they just feel very bright and happy in your presence as well, in your aura and your vibe. But then they also start to feel free, is something I'm seeing. And then they also start to come back to their intuition. So some people have strong intuitions, but they don't realize they have it. And sometimes your vibe or your aura will trigger an awakening in someone where their gifts start to open and start to blossom and transform. So people that are intuitive, that are around you, start to awaken to their gifts, is something I'm seeing. It's like you have this energy that activates and grows what needs to transform and grow in order to be aligned to that. And I'm seeing maybe like their third eye like closed up because of things in the past, maybe, or maybe they weren't ready to open up their third eye yet, but then they have gifts but they don't realize, and it's lying dormant within them. And then you trigger an awakening within them where they start to connect to the universe's energy and their own intuition. So that's very interesting. I've never seen an aura or vibe that activates people. Very cool. But your vibe also is not just bright and colorful and makes people feel like life is fun, life is beautiful. It also makes people come back to love. You know what Spirit is showing me? The movie Enchanted, where she is at that man's house. So basically she starts off as a woman in this fairy realm, and she's going to marry this guy, this prince, but then his mother, I think his mother was the evil one in that movie, I think so. And then she pushed that lady down the well and made her go to the human realm. And she was so confused in the human realm because she felt so different from everyone. Because she had this magical energy to her. This magical kind of fairy tale sparkly energy to her. And then she was on top of this kind of princess tower kind of vibe that looked like it was just like, it wasn't a real like princess house. It was like a billboard or something like that she was on. And then there was a daughter of a father that was like, Dad, look, a real princess. We have to save her. We have to help her, like a real princess. And then they went up to her and helped her get off there because she was up very high. And then he took her home to be able to sleep there for the night, to have a place to stay, because she felt very confused and lost, like she was in another land, but she didn't know how she got here. And then the next day he takes her to his office because, of course, he's trying to find a flight for her to go back home, but she's like, I need to go back to my home, but that place doesn't exist in their human world, you know what I mean? And he's just very confused, upset, and frustrated at her. And then I think he's a lawyer or something, I don't know, but then there is this divorced couple that is fighting. And then she starts to like bring them back together in love by telling the woman, oh, your hair's so beautiful, blah, 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 blah. And then she starts bringing them back in love together. And then they're like, why did we fight in the first place kind of energy, like looking into each other's eyes, loving each other deeply. So I feel like you have that energy or vibe that brings people back to love, especially if they're in conflict or in this energy of not agreeing with each other. It's like you bring them back to that essence of love, even if it's not romantic. It's like you have this energy of like Cupid that shoots people back to loving others. I don't know how to explain it, but that's something I'm seeing. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic love. It could also be that you are a good mediator, or that you are amazing at bringing people back to love in conflict, helping people see the truth of the situation. So your energy just feels very harmonic and balanced and brings people back to love. And your energy just makes people feel supported, like they're not going through the things they're going through alone. But it also helps them regain the sense of patience for their journey and allow them to slow down and really feel their own intuition. And it's like the loving nurturing you give helps them learn their lessons faster as well, helps them transform and awaken, and just helps them be patient towards where they're meant to go to or what they want in life. And I feel like your vibe is very unique in its own way, that is very magical and beautiful, but also very abundant in some way, very rich. And you start to help people notice the endless opportunities around them. And I also feel like you make people feel accepted. And like they can start to notice the opportunities around them and start to notice the beauty in life. And start to follow the intuition to where they're meant to go to. It's like you make people understand themselves on a deeper level when you are around them because of your aura and your vibe. That's something I'm seeing. And I'm seeing it happens all over the world with people. Like, if people are just on social media, scrolling through Instagram, find your Instagram post, they receive that energy in some way. Or let's say you make YouTube videos or TikTok videos. I'm seeing that for some of you. It's like that energy extends to people all over the world. Or if you travel or something like that, that's something I'm seeing. But it also helps people just understand that maybe not everyone likes their weird quirks, but it's like you have this very accepting, non-judgmental energy that makes people feel like they can be themselves, like they can be weird, like they can be quirky and not feel judged. And that's something I see. And your energy just makes people feel very sparkly as well. And it's like you reboot people's energy as well, because Spirit is showing me battery levels gone down, and then it's almost like you reboot them back up to notice the beauty and the celebrations within life. So your energy just brings out a very celebratory, supportive, loving energy, but also this energy of bringing people back to love, bringing them transformation, bringing them into this fun, vivid, bright energy, but also bringing them back to themselves and who they are on a soul level. So this is what I see in your reading, my pile number 3s. I really hope that this resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye!